Sunny Sun Valley, Idaho. Take two. I am fortunate enough to have not one but two awesome neighbors this go around. Talked to Cindy earlier, and I'm going to go over here to one of my youngest old neighbors. We go way back. Where's your sign?
You just walk past.
Oh my gosh, here we
Yeah.
go. Okay, there she is. Sheila Evans. Enamels, but you haven't always been enamels.
No, I have not.
We'll get to that.
We will.
Okay, so first of all, you're from Spokane,
Yeah.
and you've been there a long time.
Yeah. Yes, I have.
You have been, because I've been seeing you and you've been there for a long time.
50 years.
And you, when I first met you, you were doing floral type.
Right, botanicals.
Yeah.
In pastel.
That's right, in
Yeah,
pastel.
Pastel.
And one thing led to another, and now you're doing really great enamel work. And I'm just going to go around and look at some of it so people know what we're talking about. This is a really daunting undertaking.
It really is.
In my way of thinking.
In
It's like,
mine as
why
well.
would you do this?
I ask myself the same thing all the time.
I mean, how did it happen? You, I mean, there's a process here, and I'm really curious because I've seen you doing the enamel things for a few years now.
Yeah.
But it was like, wow, where'd that come from?
Right. Yeah. And well, okay. Being from Spokane, Harold Belaise was a big deal. He's an enamelist that I thought everybody knew, but apparently he's very famous in a small geographical location. He did a lot of public art all over the Northwest, and I think
Okay.
all over the country, but he was an enamelist primarily. And he told me, several years ago, well, I think your work would look good in enamel. And so I'd always been so fascinated with what he did, and I wanted to ask him to teach me, but I was too scared for a long time, and then I kind of missed my window because his health deteriorated. But I did learn from a friend of his, and learned how to do it. Still didn't do it for a while. And then the gallery that I really wanted to get into locally, they carried Harold's work.
Okay.
And he's starting to slow down because he was in his 80s. So the gallery owner basically challenged me to come up with 5 enamel pieces before their spring group show. And if
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted, exactly. So if I was able to do that, then I could be in the group show. And I did it, and I was in the group show, and then they said, well, we would like to represent your enamels. So then I had to keep going.
And here we are.
Basically.
One
Yeah,
thing, so
and here we are.
Let's come up close and look at this, because just really asking you to explain the process, we don't have enough time.
There isn't.
But just really broad brush what the base is,
Okay.
really just the technique in general.
Okay, yeah, okay, so this is on steel. I have the steel cut because I do not have room for a giant shear in my 72 square foot studio. So I have the middle cut, I drill it, clean it, spray on ground coat both sides, which chemically bonds with heat and allows me to put down the other colors. Each color I put down is a separate firing. Firings are usually 3 to 5 minutes long.
And does this color start as a powder or a
It
liquid?
starts as a powder. The most of what I do is a powder mixed with water.
Okay.
And I normally apply the ground coat with a paint sprayer, or I apply the color with a airbrush mostly. I do some sgraffito techniques. I do pen and ink techniques.
Okay.
Yeah, and
so there's a lot of carryover from. I mean, it's interesting when I talk to different artists who keep evolving, and it's like everything had to happen prior to this,
Right.
for this to be where it is.
Yeah. I was toying with the idea of doing ceramics, and then was offered my challenge, and I went this direction because it was a much smoother transition and less steep learning curve.
Sure.
Because I'm still doing 2-dimensional, I can still rely on my drawing skills.
Yeah.
And so that was
But
why
there's
I went this way.
but there is this added dimensionality. I mean, clearly on the trays and the bowls and things.
Right.
But even the flat work where you have the panels and the pieces, you get a dimension that I mean, it's not really 2D.
No, but it is. It's almost a relief, I mean, a tiny
is.
bit of relief because the color that you're putting down has depth, has dimension, has thickness, and so if after a while of doing it, started to think in terms of, okay, I want the background to fall back. I want, because
Sure.
of this,
Sure.
and so yeah, if
It's
you work
very
with
involved.
it, it can be.
I mean, it's like, why would you do this? But then you get
Yes.
close, and it's like, well, this is exactly why.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, and another big why is that I want to get into public art at some point.
Oh.
Harold has these great, lovely, giant enamels on the sides of buildings and such, and
So
that's
stay
something I would
tuned.
like to do. Yeah,
Stay
hopefully.
tuned.
Yeah.
So do you see the art shows staying in your bailiwick, or are you gonna work your way out of it?
No, I like doing it. Although I actually prefer doing art shows with painting. My gallery is better at selling these than I am.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
well, I like seeing you with whatever you're bringing.
Well,
so
thanks,
that's
yeah.
my selfish little
Well.
take on it.
And these are heavy. So heavy.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's why you're so ripped.
Right.
Clearly, mine is not heavy. So the best thing about doing art shows, because
Yeah.
you've done them a
Oh.
long time, we've been bumping into each other for centuries. It feels like.
People like you, everybody, the neighbors, my friends.
Yeah, that's the right answer.
No, it's true. It's true. It's true, because if I wasn't having fun seeing friends that are like I'm closer to than the people I live in the same town with,
Yeah.
Once a year, and it's like no time has passed, this would be joyless. This would be
Well, I
just
don't know.
a slog.
There
I
is
think.
something to be said for people telling you how great you are. I mean, we don't get that at home.
You're not as awkward as I am. I don't handle compliments well.
Oh man, I just suck them up because they don't happen enough. Take them when you can get them. Okay, so any downsides? You said the weight, obviously.
The weight.
We're
yeah,
not getting any
for
younger.
sure.
I didn't mean to point that out.
Oh no. Well, in the case of enamel, it's when you just pointed out that there wasn't time to explain my
Yeah.
process. I have to explain my process to almost everybody that walks in here.
Oh, wow.
So it's there's a big learning curve with enamel. I just didn't realize that it was going to be on the selling end of it, as in nobody
exactly.
knows quite what it is.
Well, and the real challenge is you have to explain that to people and keep it fresh every time. Like
Right.
you're the first one I've ever told how this works.
yeah, I'm not sure I'm
But I think you've done. I
You're overhearing
love
me.
eavesdropping on my neighbors.
Oh.
And it's everyone has their different ways to go about it, their different techniques, and you do a terrific job. You do your work justice with the explanations, and I hope that it's worked out well for you. This is sure a
It's
beautiful
been
place
good
to do
show.
a show, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. it
Great
is. I
neighbors
love
all
this show.
around.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. And I have to say, it's not joyless. The customers are great. I love the customers too, and interacting with people. When somebody buys something, that's not a
It's
feeling I can get from
Some
anything
good
else.
juice, that's
It
for
is,
sure.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we'll keep seeing you down the road, Sheila.
Sounds good.
Love my neighbors. See ya.